Okay, this is a video about a mortgage problem where you're given the information and then you want to find out if the couple should or get the mortgage or be able to be approved for a mortgage. It's going to be very similar to scenario 2 that you have on your handout. James and Kathy earn $60,000 a year. Very important piece of information there. Um, they have a car payment of $320, a credit card debt every month for the next 2 years of $275, and a student loan of $200. They have $10,000 to cover their down payment and extra money for closing costs. Can they afford an $80,000 house outside of Charlotte? So that's going to tell us about our interest rate. Our tax rate, and their interest is 5.25 for 15 years. So the first thing that we need to do is figure out what is 1% going to be of the loan amount. Well, the loan amount is the 80,000 minus the 10,000 they're going to put down. So my loan amount is 70,000. 1% of 70,000 is going to be $700. So that's A. Private mortgage insurance. The PMI is about $400 a year, and you have to carry it if you do not put down 20%. Well, 20% of $80,000 is not $10,000. So they are going to be required to carry the $400 PMI. Non-negotiable. They would have to put down at least $16,000. Now we got to figure out about our taxes. I got a tax rate in Mecklenburg County 1.2526 for every $100 of the assessed value. And if you are not within city limits, it's a little bit cheaper. Now they are outside of Charlotte, so we're going to talk about the 0.8368. And we are going to need our calculator. So let's see what we have. Their house value is 80,000. We're going to multiply that by 0.8365. Oops, actually, before we do that, we're going to divide by 100 because we need to find out how many hundreds, because it's 0.8368 for every 100. Now multiply that by 0.8368, and their taxes are $669.44. So $669.44 every month. We're talking about $55.78, actually 79 cents. So taxes per year, $55.79 every month. We are going to need to purchase some homeowner insurance, 0.24% of the asking price. And that's going to be $192 for 6 months. So divide by 6, it's $32 a month for insurance. All right, so we need to then take all of this information along with our payment to find out, can we really afford this house? So the first thing we're going to have to do is find out what this payment is. And that is a big one. Your payment is going to be your principal times the rate divided by 12 up in your numerator. Principal is the loan amount that you're borrowing. 1 minus, and then in parentheses 1 plus r divided by 12, raised to the negative 12 times t, where we have t in years, and this is going to give you your payment. Well, we are borrowing $70,000. We have an interest rate of 0.0525, right? Because 5.25%, divide that by 12. That's what my numerator is going to look like. 1 minus, in parentheses, 1 plus 0.0525 over 12. And while it might seem silly to have a 1 minus and a 1 plus, this is going to need to get raised to the 12 times 15 because we have a 15-year mortgage. Yes, 15-year mortgage. So 12 times 15, a negative 180. Now, don't go crazy in your calculator. You want to get one piece and then find the other piece. So let's first take care of the top. 70,000 times 0.0525 divided by 12. 30625, that's my numerator. Now, when I find my denominator, I'm going to work piece by piece. First, I'm going to find this. So 1 plus 0.0525 divided by 12. Get that. Then raise it to the negative 180. Make sure you hit the negative sign, not the subtraction. So now it's going to be 1 minus all of this 4557, blah, 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 blah. Or I can say 1 minus and hit second that negative sign. So it's ants, 1 minus that. My denominator is a 5443 something or other. So 2, 3, dot, 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 right? So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to say 306.25 divided by this crazy number that was just up here. Second answer. My payment is $562.71 every month. That's my mortgage payment. So now I need to take that mortgage payment backwards to my first slide, and I got $562.71 or $561.72 plus the $32 a month for my insurance plus $55.79. And we are going to be required to carry this $400 a year. And so 400 divided by 12 is another 33.33. And this has to be less than or equal to 28% of the gross income. So whatever they make every month, and I want 28% of that. So let's see what we have here. 561.1 0.71 plus a 32 plus a 55.79 plus a 33.33. 683.83. Not so bad. But is that less than how much I make a month and then 28% of what I make a month? Yes. So 683.83 is less than 1,400. My payment is a fair payment. This is going to be fine. So this is a good one. We are happy. Now we got to talk about this long-term debt. And that cannot exceed 36% of that monthly gross income, plus your payment. Now we got a lot of income, a lot of long-term debt. We got 320 plus 275 plus 200. Now we got to add in that mortgage payment and the PTI, and let's see, I got 562.71 plus 32 plus 55.79 plus 33.33, 1478. Is that less than 36% of my monthly income? shockingly, yes. I thought we weren't going to make it. So our debt ratio is good. We've gotten it pretty close, but our debt ratio is all right. We're going to make it. So debt ratio is good. You get two happy faces since it's so amazing. The house price cannot exceed 2.5 times your annual gross income. Well, our annual gross income is 70,000, so times 2.5, 175. Oh, we can get like 3 more houses. That's totally fine. Of course, we're assuming this house is only $80,000. And housing expenses should not exceed 1 week's payout of each monthly gross. And I know that we talked about this in class, there was a little bit of a mix-up with one of them because I messed up a number. But basically, what you're looking for is what you're going to pay out a month. These housing expenses, not your long-term debt, just those housing expenses, should not exceed 1 week pay out of the monthly gross. My monthly gross, I got 70,000. Oh, 60,000. Times, no, divided by 52. That's what I make a week, 1153. I want to make sure my housing expenses are less than that, and they are. So 561.72 plus 32 plus 55.79 plus 33.33. It's only a 682 if you remember from above. So we're good there. Our housing prices is only less than 1 week's pay. So you have to make sure that your interest doesn't exceed 28% of your income. You have to make sure that PTI, PITI, and your long-term debt does not exceed 36. And the housing price can't be inflated. And so we're actually in very good shape. These people are going to be able to get their mortgage and move into their little house. So they're going to be very happy. And that's how you do these mortgage problems.